Hello everyone, welcome to What If Deku Was Betrayed by Uraraka and Masters One for All movie. Before we start, please go support Zeus935 for writing that awesome fanfic. Deku was having a great relationship with Ochaco, or so he thought, because the very next day after the first day of school started for their second year, she breaks his heart by dumping him, so he wallows in sadness but gets over it until he sees her kissing his childhood friend Katsuki, and he goes back to Sorrow Land. That's until All Might gives him a proposition that he couldn't pass, so what will he do? Cheating, and what offer? No one's POV. Izuku and Ochaco has the best relationship, or so Izuku thought. They've been going out since overhaul. It's currently the first day of school back from the break they took, and Izuku is on his way going to pick up his girlfriend when he suddenly got the text messages. Ochaco, don't pick me up today. He was confused as to why she told him not to pick her up, so he replied with a Izuku, why? Ochaco, just don't do it. He was sad that she didn't want him to pick her up but still went to school. When he got there, everyone looked at him with pity, to which he was confused. Then Bakugo walked in and Ochaco behind him, both smiling and laughing. When she saw him, she stopped laughing and went to her seat, and Katsuki just smirked at this, which was weird for him, but just kept going. Throughout the whole day, Ochaco seemed distant to the Greeneat, which made him feel uneasy because she was always around Bakugo, but went on with her day. When it was time to go to their dorms, she didn't even say goodbye to him. She just went straight to her dorm without even a word, and he went to his own dorm and stayed there since Lita was with Tsu and they went to go do something. So he did his homework and did some training and fell asleep. Dream. Izuku's POV. I was in a room that was bright, and I saw 6 people, and I heard behind me, "So you're the 9th holder." I jumped and turned around to see a man with white hair, skinny but a little built, and was chuckling. Who aren't you?" He laughed and smiled. "I am the first holder of One for All, kid." My went wide and I turned to the other 6 people and asked, "Are you all?" "Yes, kid, we are the previous holders of One for All." Nana Shimura said. I was shocked. All of them were living inside One for All, even All Might's predecessor. Then I asked, "What am I doing here?" "I'm not dead yet, am I?" he asked worriedly. All the people chuckled. "No, kid, you're not dead. We brought you here." I was confused. "Why?" "Because, kid, we decided to let you use our quirks. Kid, you have more potential than any other holder, and you are capable of being stronger than all the others, so you will have to work harder than others, understood?" Nana said. I agreed and said hi. They all agreed and touched until I started glowing and it all went dark. Dream end. Still Izuku's POV. I woke up with a start. I can't believe the previous holders want me to hold their quirks. I need to tell someone, but All Might isn't back until 9 a.m. from his trip, and it's 2 a.m. Wow, that's too long, I thought, so I called Ochaco. She didn't pick up until the 3rd call. Babe, can we talk? I have something really important to tell you. You. No, and don't call me babe. You were right, he is useless. I heard her mutter the last part, which broke my heart. And I heard a faint "told ya" from the background, and I knew that voice, the voice of my tormentor for years, and I knew that she was cheating on me, so I started to laugh. "You. Why are you laugh, weirdo?" she said, which made me laugh even more. Nothing, bye, oh, and say hi to Bakugo for me. I said, then hung up. Then I started to bawl out. Why, what did I do? I whispered, so I bawled out for the rest of morning and day. I didn't go to school that day, and the thing is, no one even bothered to check on me, so I'm guessing they weren't real friends like everyone I knew. Then I got a call from AM. Hello? I said tiredly. Damn, that crying session really tired me out. AM. Young Midoriya, I came back from my trip and wanted to see you, but you weren't at school. Are you okay? I was confused, but I smiled. Even though we barely knew each other for only a year, we became like father and son. Yeah, I'm fine, All Might. I just didn't feel good today. Can we talk later? I need to tell you something. I said to him, still tired. He laughed. Of course, my boy, whatever you need, I'll be here. Oh, and I also need to talk to you as well. Meet me at my office. His voice changed. I'm guessing his time was up. Okay, I'll be there, I said with excitement. All right, young Midoriya, see you there. Bye. Bye. I smiled and got out of bed and got out of my dorm room and saw everyone playing Spin the Bottle but Uraraka and Bakugo, so I knew what they were doing, and I walked by them, and they all had shocked faces, and I was about to walk out when Lita sped in front of me. Where are you going, Midoriya? It's almost time to go to sleep, he said. I sighed. I just said, I'm going to see All Might. He told me to go see him today. He looked confused. Why are you going to see All Might? He said, looking confused. Because he told me so. Can you please move aside? I need to go. I said, trying to move past him. He wouldn't budge. Lita, can I please go? He looked nervous. And you see, can't be because we haven't played Spin the Bottle. I don't want to play now. Can you please move? I said impatiently, but now I was using force and moved his hand from the side of the door and walked past him. He looked shocked but ran to get in front of me. I activated full cowling at 5% and ran to All Might's office, and he seemed to be bent on wanting to stop me, so when I got there I opened the door and closed it behind me. My boy, what took you so long? He said, make me jump 20 feet. God, you scared me, and I don't honestly know. Lita kept trying to stop me for some reason. Then we heard a bang on the door and AM went into buff form. Who is it? He said. It's Lita, sir. Is Midoriya with you? He's sick at the moment, and should probably get to bed. I got confused. Why was he lying? I looked at All Might and shook my head. He understood. No, young Tenya, he hasn't shown up to my office, he said. I mouthed at him. Thank you, he agreed. He said he was going to see you. I have to look for him. Thank you, sir, he said. Then he sped off. All Might looked at me, asking me what the hell was that. I have no idea. I went downstairs and saw everyone playing a game, and I was about to leave when he tried to stop me from leaving for some reason and tried to keep me there by force, and I moved him aside by force and ran, so I've been trying to outspeed him all the way, and I did. He went back to skinny form and said, well, that was a weird thing to do, but back to what we wanted to say. You go first. I agreed. Well, last night I had this dream. More of the past holders made me go into my mind, and they told me they wanted me to hold the past hero's quirks. To say he was shocked, it was a surprise. He fell over the chair and spat out blood. Wait, OMG, really, this is new, he said. I nodded at him and said, yeah, probably is, so we have to find out what they are. They're probably going to give it to me one by one and make me learn them all. And now for your turn. What did you want to say to me? I have a leader to avoid, so please take your time. He laughed at that and said, well, on my trip I visited our sister school in Germany. The school asked me if they could have me for 5 months, and I get to bring one student. Would you, my boy, come with me? Inko has already been notified and she will come with me. I mean us, if you accept that it is, and to be honest, they are more harsh on training than here, so be ready for hell over there. I was shocked, then turned happy. A new start and better training? Ho ho ho, I'm in. All Might, I accept. He smiled and made a call, and someone picked up. I was surprised someone actually picked up this late. It's around 9 at night. Then he talked for a minute, then turned back, but before he said anything I said, so since when are you and my mom together? He went crimson. Didn't know he could go that color. What are you talking about? And young Midoriya? Haha, you can't fool me, All Might. You called my mom Inko, he said, and I laughed. So when are we leaving? I asked. Tomorrow morning, if that's fine with you, or are you going to say goodbye to young Uraraka? I laughed at this. Nah, I'm good. She's with Bakugo, so no biggie. He was surprised that I called him that, but shrugged, and I full cowled all the way there, but I wanted to do some thinking, so I did that. Until I bumped into someone, and they fell. I looked down, and saw Itsuka Kendo, and I'm dead. Please don't karate chop my neck. Oh, I'm sorry, Kendo, I didn't see you there. I was thinking and don't realize where I was going, I said, hoping she doesn't hit me. She looked up and blushed for some reason and kept staring. Hey, are you okay? Did you hit your head? I said, and she snapped out of her stupor. Hey, I'm Midoriya W. What are you doing here? She said, blushing. I was just coming back from All Might's office, and you? I said, I guess I lost the stutter. I'm just W walking back. Time to the D dorms, she said with a really bad stutter, and I guess she got one. Oh, from where? Then she stopped blushing and her face became dark. Nowhere, she said with so much venom I thought I would get poisoned. Okay, that was a lot of venom. And you okay? I asked her with fear. God, women are scary when they're mad, I thought. Still scared. She saw how scared I was and calmed down. I'm sorry, it's just that I just came back from training and I saw something coming back that made me mad, she said in a sorry tone, and it clicked. She probably saw her boyfriend cheating on her in this story she was dating. Tetsu deal with it. Oh, I'm sorry, the same thing happened to me, but over the phone, I said to her. She looked confused at this. What do you do? Why you mean? She said, confused. Your boyfriend cheating on you? I said. She laughed at that. Ha ha ha, no, ha ha ha, me and Testa broke up like a week ago. She said while laughing. I was surprised at that. I didn't know they would break up, but what surprised me more was that what was the thing she saw that made her so mad. T then W, what D did and you see? I said, blushing of embarrassment. She looked at me and her demeanor changed to dark again. Do you seriously want to know? I agreed. I saw Uraraka kissing Bakugo. Haha, I knew it, so that's why Lita didn't want me to leave. Bakugo told him not to. Oh, and why are you mad at that? She looked at me surprised. You're not mad? Why did she betray you? I laughed at that and she blushed more and then smiled, and for some reason she went crimson. Oh, I am mad and I already knew, so I took the time to let it sink in that we were over, and now I don't care anymore. Plus I'm going to be gone for 5 months, so why would I care? I said with a shrug. She blinked at that and was starstruck. So you don't see? Wait, what? 5 months? She shrieked that last part. One laughed, and she pouted. I laughed even more, so I told her about All Might's offer and how I'm going to be an exchange student and train harder than before. So you're going to be gone? She asked with a bit of sadness. Yeah, but I'm coming back at the beginning of the year next year, I said with happiness. She perked up at this. Good, cause you better come back, she said while pouting. Cute. Wait, no, don't think that bad, Deku. I will come back, but for now let me walk you to your dorms, I said. She smiled and we walked the rest of the way and started talking about things. At one point we finally got there. So when are you leaving Midoriya? She said with a bit of a fake smile. Tomorrow. Why? I asked. She beamed at this. Because now I have time to do this, she said. What do I? I was cut off by her kissing me. I was shocked, but I melted into the kiss. We stood there for about 5 minutes till we broke apart. I guess I have something to come back to, I said, putting my head to her. She smiled. I guess you do. We laughed, and we kissed one more time. So W, what does this make you us? She said nervously. I smiled. I knew she didn't want to be rejected. Let me see, I said. Then I kissed her passionately, and I know she felt it, and kissed back with the same passion. Boyfriend and girlfriend sounds good, I said while smiling, and she beamed at this, and we kissed one more time, and we said our goodbyes, and she went back to her dorms while I went back to mine. And when I went and Lita went to kick me, recipro bust, I quickly went full cowling and blocked it and took a step back. What the buck, Lita? Everyone was surprised at this and quickly went back to anger. Shut up, you damn cheater, you betrayed Uraraka's trust, Momo cried out. Who the hell told you that? The Mina came up. We saw you kissing Kendo from Class B outside while dating Uraraka. And tried to slap me, but I dodged, and she kept trying and I kept dodging. After that she tried to melt my face off, so I pushed her away. Okay, enough, I roared out. Then everyone was paralyzed in fear and I was confused. What the hell was that? I thought. Then a voice I knew was from one of my predecessors said, that was my quirk, kid. It's the Alpha's command, but you can also turn it into the Predator's roar. Both can nullify the people around you with fear. The one you just used was Predator's roar, but in a voice type of way. Wow, now that's awesome, thanks kid, I chuckled on the inside. Then my demeanor changed. Okay, let me get this straight. You all knew that she was cheating on me with Bakugo, and you didn't tell me, and now you're blaming me for thinking things were over between me and her and moved on. Okay, now that's low even for the people who didn't even notice I was in my room the whole day. They were all surprised that I knew but tried to cover it up, saying how that isn't true. Oh really? Then Lita, tell me, why did you want to stop me from leaving? He tried to say something but nothing came out, so he looked down. I shame. That's what I thought. We see you wouldn't want to be a, I said while skipping away. Oh, by the way, I knew that she was cheating on me this morning, so don't try and cover it up. And then I left. It's a good thing only a few were there. They were basically the Bakugo squad, Momo and Todoroki, that's it. So I was kind of happy about that, so I went to my room, packed and got ready to leave in the morning, then headed to bed. New life. Itsuka's POV. I was walking back from training. It was a hard training today. It was like to get my mind off of Testa. He broke up with me for Ibara, so I was mad and sad to get my mind off it. I was also thinking of a green-haired boy that caught my attention during the sports festival. I think that's why Testa wanted me, because he got jealous, but whatever. When I saw something that dropped my heart and made me mad, I saw Class 1 as Firecracker and Midoriya's girlfriend. Yes, I hate her for stealing Midoriya from me, but back to what I was saying I saw them making and I was about to explode, but I knew it would expose me and they would blackmail me, so I walked away. On my way to Midoriya's dorm, I got bumped by someone who felt like I got hit by a brick wall. "Oh, sorry, Kendo, I didn't see you there. I was thinking and didn't see where I was going." I looked up and blushed at the sight. I knew I liked Midoriya, but where he's standing in the spotlight, he looks like an angel. "Hello? Are you okay? Did you hit your head?" I was snapped out of my thoughts and he picked me up. "Oh, hey, I'm Midoriya W. What are you doing here?" I said with a stutter. "Damn, why am I stuttering?" "Nothing much, just came back from All Might's office thinking about something you," he said. As soon as he said that last part, my demeanor changed. I felt it become dark, and I knew he did too. "Nowhere," I said with too much venom that he froze in fear. That W was too much venom and you okay?" he said in so much fear, so I calmed down. I sighed. "Sorry, I just came back from training and I saw something that made me really mad." He seemed to understand. Did he know already? Nah, that's not it. "You know that happened to me too, but over the phone." I looked at him weird with a "what do you mean look?" "Your boyfriend cheating on you?" he said confused. I couldn't help but laugh and he blushed with embarrassment, and then I said, "Oh no, me and Testa broke up a while ago. I saw something else." He had a look of shock, then confused. "Then what was it?" My thoughts went to what I saw and sighed. "I saw Uraraka kissing Bakugo." He sighed in relief. "That's it? Nothing else?" I was super confused. Why wasn't he mad? "What, aren't you mad?" I said confused. He laughed at this and I pouted and he laughed even more. "Oh, I am mad, but I already knew about it and I'm going to be gone for 5 months, so no biggie," he said. I was shocked. How did he already know? "So you don't see." Then it clicked to what he said right after. "Why is he leaving for 5 months?" "Wait, what? Why are you going to be gone for 5 months?" He laughed at how I reacted and I pouted. Then he laughed even more and I pouted even more. Then he told me about the offer told him about and how he's leaving for Germany. I was sad at this. "So you're really going to leave for 5 months?" I said with a bit of sadness out of my voice. He smiled at this and my face went hot. God, that smile, it's like an angel eye smiling at you. "Yeah, I'll be back at the beginning of the next year though, so don't worry," he said, still smiling. I beamed at this and said, "Good, you better come back though, or else," I said in a threatening voice, which made him laugh. And soon we walked to our dorms and we stopped in front of the middle of both of them and we stared at each other for a minute and I asked, "So when are you leaving?" Hoping he doesn't leave tonight, he smiled and said, "Tomorrow morning right at the crack of dawn." I beamed at this. "Good, cause that gives me time to do this," I said, nervous, but my confidence overpowered it and went with it. "What do?" And I cut him off by kissing him. He stood there for about a second, melted into the kiss, and we kissed for about 5 minutes and then we broke apart. Then he put his forehead to mine and we smiled. "I guess I have something to come back to," I beamed at this and said, "I guess you do." Then we one more time and then I got nervous. "So W, what does this make us?" I asked with nervousness in my voice. Let me see." Then he kissed me, but this one had more passion than the others and I kissed him back with the same amount of passion for about 2 minutes. Then we broke apart and he said, "Boyfriend and girlfriend sounds about right." We laughed and I said, "Yeah, it does." We talked for a bit, then we said our goodbyes and I headed to my bedroom. When I got in, I saw chaos. The boys were holding back Testa back, the girls were holding Ibarra back, and Monoma was grumbling something. I screamed, "The hell is going on?" They all stopped. Ibarra came and tried to slap me, but I blocked it. "The hell's wrong with you?" She looked mad and was about to say something when he tested her, yelled, "Why do you do it? Why do you kiss him? Why did you?" He said, crying. "Why would he be crying?" Because I liked him and he liked me. Now we're together there, what else?" Ibarra went to slap me again and again I stopped it. "The hell is wrong with you two? Why are you worrying about me and Izuku? Aren't you two together?" They seemed to stop at that. Then I realized why they were doing this. "Wait, Ibarra, you like Midoriya and Testa likes me?" I asked / said, and she acknowledged. "Wow, Testa, you're too late. We were together and you left me for her, and then you took him away from me, so I moved on, and Testa, I liked him way longer than I liked you, so but off," I said as I walked away. Then I entered and recalled the past events and laughed at the irony and went to sleep. No one's POV. Izuku woke up that day, got ready and got his bag and left with All Might and his mom to the airport, and left not before texting Kendo goodbye my love at 5 o'clock in the morning, and they left without any of the students knowing. Ochaco's POV didn't expect that, did already. God, I woke up great to my love. No, it's not that useless Deku, it's Bakugo, he's great, like he's so much better than Deku. He babe, how'd you sleep? I said. He smiled. I slept good, you? He said. I smiled as well. I had a dream that he was my boyfriend and not Deku. Good, let's get ready before Deku wakes up. I said. He groaned. Why haven't you broken up with the nerd yet? I don't know why he knew Bakugo was in my room yesterday, but I wanted him to suffer. He's useless, so I want to do it. I like to watch him be useless. He smiled and acknowledged, so we got ready and left before anyone saw us, and it was 8 o'clock, so school's about to start. Haven't even gotten a text from him, so we got into class. He wasn't even there. We sat down, then Mina whispered to me, Uraraka? I turned to her. Yeah? I asked. She looked worried. Deku knows about you two plus him and Kendo kissed. She said. Oh, okay, I said. I was shocked he knew and didn't care, plus moved on. I don't know why, but when I heard he kissed Kendo it felt wrong, but I knew. Texted Bakugo. You, babe, he knows, so let's make it known. K, how? You, I don't know, but let's just date. He doesn't care anyways. K, haha, okay babe, after school, okay? You, okay. Then I looked up and saw that Mr. Aizawa and Nizu were up there, and I was confused. Then the bell rang and Mr. Aizawa said, Hello class, Principal Nizu has something to say. Principal Nizu? Principal Nizu said, Today I have come to notify you that All Might will be gone for 5 months on his trip to Germany as in favor of our sister school. I was shocked. What if the LOV attack again? But they haven't been active for a while. Also, he took one student, and that is Mr. Midoriya, and he will be with him for the next 5 months training his butt off, so I hope you all work as hard as him. Well, good day. Then he left. We were all frozen at this, gone for 5 months in another school. They all turned to me, but I just shrugged and pulled out my phone and texted him. You, hey Deku, can we talk? I, sure. You, I think we need to see other people. I thought we already were when you cheated on me. I froze. He actually knew and immediately moved on. For some reason I got mad. You, so you moved on just like that? Just like that. Now that shocked me. He never has this kid of confidence. You, so you don't care that I date Bakugo? Nope, last time I cared about what you did I thought it was 2 days ago. Haha, funny how that happens. Oh, and tell Katsuki hi for me. At that I froze. 2 days ago was when Bakugo was at my dorm, and we were doing it. That's when I lost my virginity, and I knew Deku was a virgin, but I wanted someone to experience. Anyways, bye, I gotta go. I have to get registered. You, bye. I looked up and saw Bakugo was frozen as well, and I went to him. What's wrong? I said in a worried tone. He just called me Bakugo, and you Uraraka. He hasn't done that since the first time I met him and the first time you met him. He said, still frozen. I got scared as well. Then it clicked. He kissed Kendo. I don't know why, but it made me mad. Why is it making me mad? I don't like him anymore, but my anger got the best of me, and then I called him. Rin, he hung up on me on the first try. I tried again. Rin, he hung up again. Alright, third time. Ring, 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 ring. What the buck do you want? He shrieked hard enough for even one to hear, so everyone froze. No one ever heard him use that type of language. You don't, and he cut me off by hanging up, and I tried to call again. Ring. I'm sorry, but this phone was turned off. Please leave a message after the tone. The robotic voice said. I huffed and hung up. Why did you try to call him? Momo said. To try and give him peace of our mind for not telling us. I lied so no one can know, mostly Katsuki. Everyone agreed at that and tried the same thing. Everyone but Tsu, Mineta. Surprisingly, Tokoemi, Sato, Jiro, Shoji, Koda, and Aoyama got an answer. Why'd he answer, you bastards? Surprisingly, Todoroki yelled out. They shrugged, and Mr. Aizawa then said, Alright class, let's get back to business here and do our school day. And the school day went on with us thinking, why did Midoriya accept, and then went on with our day. In Germany. Izuku's POV. I was walking through the halls of the school with All Might getting to know the place. That's when both Uraraka and Katsuki texted me, "Hey Deku, can we talk?" Then we proceeded to have a conversation. Both went south. Well, just let me show you the Katsuki convo, since you can already tell what happened. Her telling me we should see other people telling me I don't care, her saying that I don't care, me saying that she cheated on me, so why would I care, the me saying bye. K. Deku, let's talk, you piece of shit. I, about what? K. About why you left. I, All Might asked me to go with him, that a problem? K. What about Auntie Inko? What about her? I. She came with me, so calm your tits. K. Buck you Deku, that's why I am bucking your girlfriend. I. Wow, already at bucking, didn't know it would be at that, but alright, so what? K. So you don't care? She was your girlfriend. I. But guess who she chose? I'll give you one hint, it wasn't me. K. Well, at least have the decency to care. I. Well, why should I care, Bakugo? Then he didn't respond, so I just left it at that, and kept walking and talking to All Might and the headmaster. That's what they call him here, I don't know why though. Then I got a call in the middle of talking. I just hung up from my pocket, and it kept going until I got tired of it. Would you excuse me for a sec? I asked the headmaster. He nodded, and I went to the side and picked up. What the buck do you want? I screeched. I didn't even know who it was, but they were bothering me in my new life. Don't I? I realized who it was and hung up. Why the hell does she want to call me? But I just turned off my phone and kept talking. When we stopped talking and got everything ready for the year, I turned my phone back on and looked at the calls from everyone in class, but I just answered the people who didn't know that they were cheating on me. They asked me if everything was okay and why did I move. Then I told them about All Might's offer and how I'll be back next school year, then ended the calls and got settled in and set up everything in our new temporary home, and I went to sleep awaiting the hell I was about to get and the new school I was about to attend. 5 months later. Izuku's POV. Today is the day I got back to UA, man, that a heaven and hell in Germany. It was fun but so tiring, but at least I mastered one for all to 86% now, and mastered the abilities of the previous holders, and these are it. First holder, one for all. User can uphold incredible strength and speed. Drawback, too much to handle and they can break your bones. Second holder, lightning, allows me to create a bolt of lightning. Drawback, it takes time to do it again. Third holder, pulse, can use any kind of pulse that we know of, which is 3, and that is electric pulse, sonic pulse, and energy pulse. One can fry everything in sight. The other can destroy anything in its path, and the last can power anything close to it. Drawbacks, each takes a while to recharge. Fourth holder, Predator's Roar / Alpha's Command, can emit a roar that paralyzed people in fear, and Alpha's Command can use that fear to make them do their bidding. Drawbacks, sore throat. Fifth holder, Black Whip, can use a white tendril as a whip that can slice through enemies. Drawback, fatigue. Sixth holder, Wings of the Angel, sprout wings out of back at any time, feathers sharp as stake, wings as strong as a semi-truck. Drawback, immense pain during sprouting and retracting them. Seventh holder, Float, user is able to float and move around at close range. Drawbacks, user gets nausea. And that's it. I've gotten pretty powerful during the 5 months and taller. I'm as tall as All Might. I'm skinny form and I got new friends, but I have to leave them. But I also can't wait to see Itsuka. We've been talking a lot and the relationship has flourished, so me, my mom, and All Might say goodbye to everyone and then leave for the airplane. So we get one and I fall asleep the rest of the way. My boy, wake up, we're here. Skinny Knight said, so I woke up and got ready. He went into buff form, so when we got out, Nizu is there, so is Mr. Aizawa standing next to a limousine. Ah, Principal Nizu, good to see you, and you too, Aizawa, wanna get going? All Might said. Yes, of course, All Might, get in. So me and All Might and Mom get in. I sit next to Mr. Aizawa, my mom next to All Might, and Nizu in Mr. Aizawa's scarf. Problem child, you've gotten big since the last time I saw you. Got used to your quirk yet? He said with a faint smile. I laughed. Yeah, I got used to it. I can probably use 86-7% of it. I said with my hand to my chin, shocked them both. Then they turned to All Might and my mom, and they acknowledged they were surprised, to say the least, that I had gained so much strength in such a short time. So let's get you settled, shall we? Nizu said. We just nod and we get settled into All Might's house, since he's basically my new stepdad. Then I get ready for bed because Germany was 7 o'clock in the morning but Japan was 9 o'clock at night, and get ready for sleep. Then I get on my bed and called Itsuka, hoping she would pick up. Ring. She picked up fast. Hello? Isa, is that you? She said groggily. Yes, sorry if I called late. I just got to Japan and wanted to let you know, I said quietly. Wait, you're back? She screeched on the phone. Wow, that hurt, I thought. Yeah, I just got her. I was cut off by the doorbell ringing. I went to see who it was, and to my surprise it was Itsuka. I went downstairs to let her in. First off, how the hell did you know where I was? And second of all, that was fast. How did you get here so fast? I said. She was panting but smiled. I ran here from my gym, not even a block away, and I had a tracking chip on your phone. Don't judge me, I like being protective, she said. I laughed and she pouted. Yeah, get in, my crazy little girlfriend, I said while smiling. She got in and we talked for what seemed like hours while cuddling and watching. Haunted house. There is a ghost in the house, deuces, Malcolm in the movie said. We laughed at that. The Itsuka's phone rang. It said Testu. Why does he keep calling? He has Ibarra. Why doesn't he keep to her? She said. I smiled and grabbed the phone. She looked at me scared, but I just shrugged and picked up. Finally you pick up. I've been calling you for the past 2 months. Why haven't you picked up? He said. I looked at her and muted the call. He's been trying to get to you all summer while having a girlfriend? I said with a cocked brow. She groaned but agreed. I laughed, and she said, You know you're so cute when you pout, I said, and she blushed but didn't say anything. Hello? Testa said. Oh shit, I forgot about him, I said, and we laughed. Then we stopped, and I unmuted it. So you've been trying to call my girlfriend the whole summer, I said to him. She blushed but hugged me, smiling. Midoriya, when the hell did you get back? He said with so much malice. I laughed. Today. Why? I asked, trying not to laugh. Why are you at Kendo's place? He said with malice. I laughed at again. He grew. You do realize she's at mine, right? I asked him. He seemed to shut up at that. Then what is she doing at your place? He asked with a bit of a stutter. Because I wanted to see my boyfriend. Is that a problem, Tetsu? She said. Ouch. She said his full last or first name. I can't tell with this guy. He has the same name repeated again and again. Don't you come to mine? He asked. I grew angry, but the next thing she did made me laugh. Nope, she said and hung up. I laughed at that. Now where were we? She asked with a pleading face. I smiled. As I said that, I leaned in and kissed her, and she kissed back. We made out for about 5 minutes, and then we broke apart, and she checked the time. It was 12 o'clock, so she had to go back. We said our goodbyes and I love yous, and I went to bed, got ready, and fell asleep. Time skipped to next morning. Still Izuku's POV. I woke up great and got ready for the first day of school. I floated around my room getting ready, and my mom yelled, "Baby, time for breakfast." She yelled. I got down and put everything in my bag and ran downstairs, and I gave my mom a kiss on the cheek. "Good morning, Mom," I said to her. "Good morning, sweetie. Eat breakfast. Toshi will be taking you." There I acknowledged and ate. Then AM came downstairs and started eating with me and Mom. After we finished, me and AM packed up and left for UA in his car. When we got there, we went through the staff entrance, and I waited in AM office for the day to start. Then the bell rang and I said goodbye to All Might and left for class. On the way there, I thought how they will react. When I got there, I saw Mr. Aizawa outside waiting for me. "About time, problem child, just wait here. I gotta reintroduce you to the class. By the way, Mineta was kicked out, and your girlfriend was moved up," he said. I blushed at that, but agreed. He walked in and said, "Good morning, class. I have a special surprise for you today." They groaned and started complaining. Silence. "Not that kind of surprise, you morons. Now come in, problem child." At that, almost everyone gasped. I walked and saw Itsuka. I smiled at her. She smiled back and she ran to me. "Ha ha ha, I miss you," she said. All the girls seemed mad for some reason, mostly Uraraka. Wonder why. "Didn't I see you last night?" I said, cocking a brow. She blushed and slightly hit me, and we laughed, and I looked at everybody. "Yo," I said with a hand up. They looked furious. "Why didn't you tell us that you were going away for 5 months? Uraraka said. "Oh well, sorry Ms. I don't care about Izuku. Let's dump him for his tormentor." I was a little broken hearted about that, I said as I glared at her. She shut up. "Then why didn't you tell us?" Everyone else said but Bakugo. Well, first off, it was fast one night he asked me, and I said sure. Then the next morning I left, plus I was a little mad with you all for not telling me that they were cheating when you clearly knew they were. I said nonchalantly. Everyone who knew put their heads down in shame, and those who didn't raised their hand. No, I'm not mad, you guys, actually nobody, to be honest, I just don't care anymore. They all acknowledged and looked grateful. Alright, take your seats, lesson's about to start. Mr. Aizawa said. We agreed, and I sat down next to Itsuka, and the day went on. They don't believe me. Izuku's POV. I was sitting in class not listening when suddenly Aizawa said, Alright class, time to see what you can do. We are doing another quirk apprehension test. All the class groaned, but I smirked. Let's do this, I said, pointing my fists up with a woohoo, and got up, grabbed my PE uniform, and ran straight to the field. Problem child, wait up for the rest of the class. I groaned and remembered I got to walk next to my girlfriend. Sure, I said as I walked back. Then the whole class came out. Uraraka was about to come up to me when I walked past her, ignoring her and going straight to Kendo, who was talking with Yaoyorozu. I walked up to her looking mad. She looked up and knew I wasn't mad but was a joke. You, I yelled. Everyone turned. I think I saw Uraraka smirk. Then I picked her up and started spinning her around. Are the love of my life, haha, I said, laughing. She let out a eek, and she kept saying to put her down until I finally did. Let's get going, I said to the class, and we all walked there. Then I went to the locker room and took off my clothes to put on the gym clothes. Holy crap, Midoriya, when did you get so ripped? Kaminari screeched. I laughed. Probably the past 5 months have something to do with it, I said nonchalantly. Bullshit, not even I can do it, and I'm the best, you shitty Deku, Bakugo said. I looked at him. Sure you are, Bakugo, sure you are, I said as I was picking up my shirt. Then Todoroki said, I'm with Bakugo, I don't think even Kirishima could do that, what you do surgery, he said. Everyone laughed, then I did too. Alright, if you don't believe me then alright, it's your choice, I said blankly, and I put on my shoes again and left the locker room. So Uraraka started, but I just ignored her. Buck, can she just not talk to me? Hey babe, ready? Itsuka said with a smile that made my heart skip a beat. Yeah. Watch me, I'll win all of these, I said. All the guys and girls just laughed at this. Haha, you can't win any of these, stupid Deku, Bakugo started. Yeah, you break your arms with your quirk. If 6 moths doesn't do anything, then what would 5 do? They said, laughing. I shrugged and kissed Kendo, while holding her from the back. Not like that, you perverts, and we waited for it to start. Alright, problem child, since you think you can win, let's see how much you can. I shrugged and activated One for All at 50%, and as I was about to throw it, I felt my quirk stop. What is it this time, Mr. Aizawa? I said with an irritated voice. He looked annoyed. Don't break your arm, problem child, we all know you can't control it yet, he said as he stopped his power. All the class laughed, while Itsuka nodded at me, telling me to go extra. Alright, how about a deal? If I win all these in first place, me and Itsuka get A's for the rest of the year. He shrugged at that and agreed. And when you lose, he said, and I realized he said when. So he was dead set on me losing. Then I'll get pushed back to class 1B, I said in a nonchalant voice. He agreed and told me to throw. Oh, and Mr. Aizawa, don't you dare use your quirk on me, because I know when you're going to use it, I said with a threat in my voice. He acknowledged. Then I activated One for All at 80% and used Sonic Pulse to send it further. Boom, the ground below me dented into a crater and the wind pressure sent everyone back. But I was totally fine. I have gone 100% before without destroying or any injury on my body, so I was good with what I did. And I looked at Eraserhead. He had a face of fear. I smirked and used Alpha's command and used his fear to control him. So Aizawa, tell me my score and do a backflip. He agreed and showed the phone. It said 4653 miles, and then he did a backflip. Each. Everyone but Itsuka yelled. She smirked and ran to me and kissed me. I knew grew in power, but damn Aiza, that was a lot, she said, pointing below me. I chuckled. Of course, why shouldn't I show them when they doubted me, Kendi? I said. At that she blushed and everyone out their heads down in shame. Aizawa rolled his eyes and said, You still got 7 more problems, don't get ahead of yourself. I smirked at that. Oh, this is going to be fun. Grip test. I destroyed the machine. Long jump. I jumped more than 2 miles over the edge of the sand pit. Vertical jump. I jumped higher than the UA building. Quarter mile. I got there in 0.1 seconds. Side jumps. I got 400 before the time stopped. Long run. I finished that in 2 seconds. Punching machine. This one was new. I looked at Aizawa and cocked a brow. He shrugged and said, Nisa wanted it, I don't know why. I agreed and used 50% and destroyed the machine, and I walked back and stood next to Itsuka. After the test showed me at the top and Itsuka in 5th. YOSH free A's for us. Me and Itsuka both yelled. Aizawa groaned but agreed, and the day went on. At the end of the school day I was walking to the dorms with my hand in her hand and her head on my shoulder, eating ice cream because we are awesome, and I may or may not use one for all to run to the local ice cream shop and buy them, until Testu and Ibara stopped us. Why are you holding hands with him? They said in unison. They looked at each other and looked away. I looked at them and looked at Thyruka. She likes you and hates me now that we're dating. She whispered to me. I acknowledged and said, Because she's my girlfriend? I said / asked, still confused at this situation. We don't approve, they said together. I'm sorry, but aren't you two together? I asked. They grew dark. Then Itsuka whispered to me again. They broke up because they like different people. She pointed at me and her eye agreed again. Well, later, I said as I picked Itsuka up and went full cowling and ran into my dorm room. I looked around and quickly cleaned the full all-might room to half-might room and turned to my lovely girlfriend. So how about we go to sleep? I am beat, she said as I slumped and put down Haruka. Sure, where will I sleep? I said. She pouted. I laughed and kissed her cute face. I'm just playing, come on, I said as we got ready for bed and we fell asleep with her on my chest and my arm around her. Haven't you hurt me enough? Izuku's POV. I was walking to class when I was suddenly stopped by someone. Hey D, it's Uraraka, internally groaning. It's Midoriya, I said coldly. WH. I said, it's Midoriya, you lost the right to call me that once you betrayed my trust and my loyalty. I said coldly. But I just want to haven't you hurt me enough? I responded to her back. She looked surprised. Wah. Haven't you seen how you hurt me enough to see that I don't want anything to do with you anymore? Haven't you hurt me enough to see that I will leave you alone? Huh? I asked. I got no response, meaning she knew what I wanted. Thought so. And then I just kept walking, leaving a very shocked crowd and very sad Uraraka until I saw my sweetheart arguing with Tetsu and hugged her from behind. Let's go to class, I asked her. She looked at me and smiled while Tetsu looked pissed. WH. He was cut off by my murderous glare, so he knew not to mess with me because I perfected it about 2 weeks ago. Listen, she is not into you no more. You left her for someone else, and now you want her back. Now that you see that she's thriving, you have another thing coming, I said, letting a little killer's try loose. Yeah, I may or may not have been taught how to have one, so yeah. He nodded and ran away. I let it drop and looked at my girlfriend, who was grinning like an idiot. I laughed, and we walked to class. When we got to class, I almost got punched by Bakugo. I stopped and swiped his feet. The hell is wrong with you? I said. They all looked mad. How could you hit Uraraka? Kirishima yelled. I looked at her and sighed. So it wasn't bad enough that you cheated on me and betrayed me. You're blaming for things I didn't do. I just saw you. How the hell would I be able to hit you and get here later than you? And how the hell did you even get here? I said / yelled. Itsuka hugged me to calm me down because my lightning was now white instead of lime green. It's alright, baby. I saw how you didn't even touch her. Don't listen to them. Calm down, baby, calm down, she whispered into my ears. I calmed down and hugged her back. Thank you for being there for me, I said, putting my head to hers. Then she turned to Uraraka, walked up and slapped her. The hell is wrong with you? He's done nothing to you, yet you want to take everything away from him for what? Huh? Just because he was himself? She said / yelled that last part. They all turned to Uraraka and she had her head down in shame, and everyone calmed down and knew their plan failed to get at him. Bakugo scowled and tried to explode him, keyword being tried. And all he was met with was a lightning bolt to the chest. Then everyone tried to attack him. Roar. At that everyone froze from fear. Can you all just leave me alone? All I want is to be a hero. Is that much to ask? I saved every and each one of you, and this is what you do to me? I hate you all, he said using Predator's voice, and roar, paralyzing them in fear. They all stopped and didn't move a muscle. He just sighed and grabbed the hand of Kendo and sat down, waiting for the class to start. The class went normal for that day except for the fact that those people kept trying to get into Izuku's head for that day until the bell rang and everyone went to lunch. Time skip. As Izuku and Kendo sat down and had their lunch, everyone's eyes were on them while they were talking and laughing and a little pecks of lips at times. All the girls had a jealous and envy looks in their eyes, and Testa had them also, but a certain blonde from class 2B wanted to say something to the former 2B classmate. So this is where our big sister went with the class 1A filth pathetic, and you, he said, turning to Izuku, who now had a dark expression. Get away from her so now she wouldn't be so pathetic, he said, causing a commotion. Izuku got up in his full height. Oh, I forgot he's around 6 feet 4 inches now, and has more of a lean muscle figure like Percy Jackson, a swimmer's body, and looked down at him. I dare you to say that again, he said with a new skill he came up with, Predator's voice. A sinister voice that combines Alpha's command and Predator's roar and makes the being cower before him. Monoma couldn't move, but he just got on the ground at the amount of fear he had, and everyone around him was also feeling the same fear. Take I be back at Fort Giv please, he said. Everyone knew why he. Because of the fear he gave off and the amount of alpha feeling that came off Izuku. Apologize to her, he said, pointing towards Kendo, who was the only one watching in awe. Monoma turned to Kendo and said, I'm so RRP please F forgive me. He said she approved, and he hauled us the buck out of there. From that moment on, everyone in school vowed not to buck with him, because if they do, they knew they'd end up worse than Monoma. Even the people 1A vowed that, even Bakugo. So the day went on with that, with everyone avoiding getting on Izuku's bad side, while he had a great time having fun with his girlfriend and smiling, still innocent as ever, and the people who wronged him knew that if they messed this up they would get an ass swooping, so they decided to apologize later, except for Uraraka, who didn't get it through thick skull that she won't get him back. As he was heading home, he saw something that made him pale. He saw a girl who was literally obsessed with him back in Germany. Picture Toga, but she doesn't want blood, all she wants is him, and if she sees him with Kendo, Kendo might be in danger because she has a quirk that uses temperature and can make anything go from freezing to it melting in a matter of seconds, so he's afraid of what she'll do to her, so he spread his wings ignoring the pain and activated the floating quirk and flew all the way to his house instead of walking there. All Might MOM, he yelled at them while All Might was in his house with Inko on the couch having their me time. Amelia pant is pant here huff in Japan, he said, tired from flying while panting, and about to barf. Then he grunted, retracting her wings. This made the parents pale because they know how crazy she is. Okay, let's not panic, let's do this. If she visits, we'll do anything to protect Kendo, and you if she finds out you're here, okay? Inko said. Izuku nodded, then said, well, I'm exhausted at the fact that I used 2 quirks simultaneously. All Might and Inko chuckled since they knew that using 2 at the same time is tiring, but they agreed, and he went to his room tired and got ready for bed and laid down and succumbed to the darkness, not before thinking out loud. She is going to make my life hell. Then he passed out of exhaustion. Emily. No one's POV. Izuku and Itsuka were walking hand in hand to school happily and smiling, remembering their date last weekend, but when they got there Izuku froze. Emily, he said before jumping into the bushes because the crazy girl from Germany was at the gate waiting for him. Itsuka was confused as to why this happened and turned to the bushes that her boyfriend jumped into, a little mad that he knew that girl. Azuzu? What's wrong? She asked her French boyfriend. He just lifted a finger and pointed at the girl going back down to hide. She felt a pang in her heart as million thoughts went through her head. Did he cheat on her? Was this girl his ex? Or is she a friend he's afraid of? So she asked the $1,000,000 question. Who is she, Zuzu? She said in a terrifying voice. Then he pulled her into the bushes, hoping Emily didn't see that. Do you remember Toga? Like the villain Toga? The one I told you was crazy about me and wanted my blood? He asked her in a hushed voice. She understood now that she must be Toga in disguise. She agreed, and he continued. Well, she's the same but less blood and more hellbent on wanting me. She almost ruined my life back in Germany a couple of times. He whispered. She was shocked that he had another Toga on his hands, but this one was legal. Well, not technically, but still yes. So then Itsuka got the idea to float over the border, so she asked him about it, and he agreed, so he grabbed her and floated above the wall and landed safe and sound. Looking back to see if Emily was seeing, only to be met face to face with her looking murderous. Oh, Zuzi, you don't even say hi. I'm hurt, and why is that girl in your arms? She said while activating her beast quirk. He got scared, so he got jumped a good 20 feet with Asuka, and he realized he still had the float quirk on, so he deactivated it before spreading his wings and gliding to the door and opening it as fast as he could and ran to his classroom in full cowl. As soon as he got to the door, he opened it, and he sat down with Asuka still in his arms. By that time, Haruka was blushing madly because she was on her lap in front of everyone, so she got off quickly and sat down next to him. He then realized what happened, so he blushed madly and mouthed a sorry to her. She waved him off, sweating a bit at the girl's murderous intent on her life, and said, "Well, you weren't kidding about the sea crazy P part," she said. He agreed, putting his head down, groaning at the same time. "Well, yeah, last time I saw her we were at the airport, and she tried to take out the turbine of the plane so we could stay," he said, shocking her to say the least, and also caught the attention of the rest of the class. "Good thing one of the Germany heroines managed to subdue her before she did anything bad to the plane," he said, still groaning. The whole class stared in confusion of who he's talking about, so Kirishima decided to ask the million-dollar question. Midoriya? Izuku turned with his cold-hearted green eyes, and everyone froze and shived. Who are you talking about?" he asked nervously. At his gaze, Izuku kept his eyes on him. "Do you really want to know? Or do you just want to make my life hell like you did before?" he asked with a sneer. They put their heads down in shame to what he said. "I want to know now," someone said. He turned to see an invisible person. He sighed and looked at her softly, which shocked the rest of the class. "Her name's Emily Kruger, and she's like the girl Toga, but she doesn't want blood, and I'm scared as to what she'll do to me, or worse, at Suka," he said sadly, shooting a sorry glance at Suka, who assured him it was all right. "And she's German as well, so half the time I don't know what she's saying," he said, pointing his hands forward dramatically with his eyebrows raised and wide eyes. Everyone chuckled at that, even Hisuka. "So you guys laugh at my suffering, thanks," he said, putting his head down, not even caring what they say, until he felt arms around him. He thought it was Kendo, so he hugged them, and when he opened his eyes he saw Kendo looking furious, and everyone looked shocked. He looked confused and looked up to see a flustered Emily with a Yandere look, and she had a uniform on, so he jumped and went behind Hisuka. "Izuku, come here," she said, going towards him, but she was stopped by a hand grabbing her wrist by a certain orange-haired girl. "Get away from my boyfriend," she said viciously. The girl turned to her and went angry because you see Emily's seen her before, and that was on the wallpaper of his phone, and when she asked who that was, he told it was someone special to him, meaning girlfriend, but she took it as a good friend. But now she knew it actually meant girlfriend, so she used her animal strength to try and slap her away, but Izuku caught her wrist. "All right, Emily, was enough. You can stalk me all you want, but don't you dare lay a hand on her," he said as his eyes glowed green, his face as serious as it can get. He was standing at his full height of 6 feet 1 inch, which shocked everyone since he was always slouched, so he was at least a few inches than them. Emily was shocked because never had Izuku been this serious or ever stopped her, so she knew he was dead set on no one hurting her, so she let go and glared at Haruka before walking out of class, which left everyone else shocked. He sighed and laughed at the irony of it all, since he never raised a hand to stop her. He looked at his girlfriend, who looked pouty but smoking, and kissed her. "Haha, I love you, thank you for being there to protect me," he told her with a smile, which made her blush. Always did, always will. Damn the smile, it should be illegal, bucks. So she smiled back and hugged him and said, "Always." Then he looked up to see a confused and shocked class. "I'm guessing that was Emily?" Momo asked, to which he stated, "She's always been like this, and it made my life hell," he said with a defeated sigh and groan. He all laughed and sat down when Aizawa walked in. "Good morning, class. Hope you had a great weekend," he said in his uncaring tone. Everyone nodded with a couple of yes and yes sirs, so when he got his answers he continued, "Good, now to the next subject. We got a new transfer, so you can come in now," he said. This made all the students sweat, hoping it wasn't Emily. So when the said person walked in, everyone froze at the person, and Izuku plus Itsuka went pale. The new student. Izuku's POV. Everyone was frozen stiff. No one uttered a word, which irritated Emily a bit, seeing as to how no one greeted her, even the orange hitch, as she liked to put it. Anyway, she said it again. "Hello, I said my name is Emily Kruger. It's nice to meet you all," she said with a bit of demanding in her voice. Everyone said hello at the exact same time, which kind of creeped out Aizawa since they've never been like this but chose to ignore it. Anyways, Emily, sit behind Bakugo, Aizawa said, cutting the tension, which made the people around Bakugo tense, even him. As she sat down, everyone moved at least 1 inch from her. On the outside she was smiling, but she was smoking on the inside, because she doesn't get to sit next to her Izuku and in that Hitchken. As the class went on, All Might suddenly stepped into the room. I'm sorry, Aizawa, but I need young Midoriya for a quick moment, All Might said as Aizawa agreed, and Emily glared at him because you see, they may or may not have a restraining order her in Germany, but in Japan they don't, so she's okay. But she's still mad at him. Anyways, Izuku got up and kissed Haruka on the cheek, which made 2 certain girls go teapot mode. Anyways, as All Might and Izuku got out, All Might turned to Izuku. Izuku, my boy, I've got to tell you something. I think I'm ready to propose to my mom. Finally, it took you long enough. Izuku cutting AM off. AM was shocked that he took it so well. He actually was waiting for it. Wait, do you know I wanted to marry my mom? Yes, since about a month ago when I saw you bought that $30 million ring. Oh, and nice choice, by the way, Izuku said to him, making AM's jaw drop, thinking he was alone at the time. How did I know? I was at the mall with some friends at the time, so I knew already, he said, again cutting him off. For some reason AM got a tick mark on his head and bonked him. Stop cutting me off, he said, which made Izuku laugh sheepishly. As they finished talking about the wedding, AM gave him an invitation to the wedding. Izuku looked up at him strangely. I may or may not have already asked her this morning after you left for school, he said, smiling sheepishly. Izuku smiled and hugged All Might. It's alright, Dad, he said, which made All Might freeze, but he hugged back anyways. Thank you, son, he said. They had a bit of tears, but they broke apart, and Izuku went back to his classroom with his invitation. As soon as he walked in, he saw Emily and Haruka standing up face to face while Aizawa was asleep. He rushed over and picked up Haruka and took her to the side and glared at Emily. He looked at Haruka. Okay, what happened? He asked her worriedly. She turned to him with red eyes. Did you kiss her? She asked sadly and angrily. He looked at her and sighed. Once. At that, she was about to run away. When she forced me, that's why we had a restraining order on her. She drugged me at a party, and the next thing I know I wake up with her kissing me, so I got up and left the party. Next day we managed to get a restraining order, he said to her, which made her furious at the girl but calmed down at her boyfriend's being the senile calm cinnamon roll he is become. As Itsuka calmed down, Izuku spoke up. By the way, I got something for you, he said, showing the invitation to her. She looked at it, and her eyes widened at what the card said. You are invited to come to the wedding of Tashinori Yagi and Inko Midoriya. You may bring a +1. The wedding is on November 18th, 2220. Please wear nice clothes to it. Itsuka looked up at Izuku. So your dad will be AM? She half whispered. Izuku nodded and laughed a little at her cheeriness. As they were talking about this, Emily looked furious at them as she saw them conversing, and she saw him giving an invitation to Itsuka, who made her even more jealous. She supposed he'll have that, not her. Ring. Well, that's the bell. Go home. Tomorrow we've got a field trip to the mountains to train. Oh, and problem child, Aizawa said as Izuku turned to him. Someone is here to meet you, he said, smiling, as a white blur tackled him. Deku, a little girl with white hair, red eyes, a little dress. He caught her as she giggled and he laughed. Haruka giggled too. Hey Eri, how is my little snowball? Izuku said to the little girl on his lap. I'm great, I'm glad you're back, she said with a happy smile that made everyone's heart melt, except Emily, since she was too busy smoking at how another girl is close to him. Even though she's a little girl, Emily doesn't care. As long as they're a girl, they back off. She had her way in Germany, but why not here? Back to the kids. Hey Eri? How about we go to the carnival tomorrow, me, you, and Itsuka here? Heh? How about it? He asked her. Eri looked at the orangeette and smiled, and back to Izuku with the same smile that melted everyone's heart. YSSS, she squealed out as she hugged him. He hugged her back and picked her up while putting on his backpack. Say Eri, want to stay at my place for tomorrow? He said, mostly pointed to Aizawa, who nodded with a smile. She nodded furiously as he and Haruka laughed. He turned to Haruka. Wanna come? He asked her. She nodded and they held hands out of the door, leaving an empty room and a smoking Emily and Uraraka. As they left the school, Izuku was floating himself with Eri as they were walking home with Itsuka since she called her parents. By this time Izuku got tired and came down with Eri on his shoulders. He saw someone standing right in front of them at the end of the street, while Itsuka was checking something in her purse and Eri was asleep. He widened his eyes and grabbed Itsuka too and activated OFA FC and ran straight home, dodging cars and going over buildings. As they got to the house, Itsuka turned to him with a confused "and so was Eri?" "Emily was right in front of us," he said, a bit scared. Itsuka shivered and Eri looked confused. Izuku out her down and he turned serious. "Eri, if a blonde girl with blue eyes that sounds German comes up to you, run away, okay?" He asked her seriously. She knew he was serious, so she agreed. He smiled as they went in. That afternoon they spent it together. Since AM and Inko were out buying cake, they spent it watching movies, playing games with Eri, playing video games, a bit of training, more movies, and finally it was night time. AM and Inko came home, to which they got congratulated with by both Izuku and Inko. And it was late, so Izuku put Eri to sleep, which Izuku gave her and Itsuka his bed. As he was about to leave, he felt a hand on his wrist. It was Itsuka's, who was laying down. "No, stay," she said shyly. He smiled and climbed in with her, and they spooned together as Eri cuddled into them, and they smiled. He gave her and Haruka one final goodnight's kiss before falling asleep.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.